Uh, Morning. Timestamp. It is December 30th, 12:30, 2025. Barely. That's so weird to be able to say. It's about 7:15 a.m. I've been up for about 15 minutes. I woke up like right about 7 a.m. Um, Health check. I feel pretty good. Um, Still got that nagging feeling. At least I didn't get a phone call on my birthday, right? It was a nice day. I played dolls. My girl came over and we got in like 10 eBay packages because the holidays kind of slowed everything up. I've got like 20 more coming. Nothing crazy, a bunch of $10 and $20 lots here and there. Furniture, accessories, stuff like that. Um, Stuff for her, stuff for me, living vicariously and cheaply through the wonder of eBay. And I'm selling stuff too. I actually wound up sending out 5 packages yesterday, not 6. Had a guy cancel his order because it hadn't shipped out yet. It was Monday afternoon. He had ordered it Friday night. And I emailed him back. I'm like, what's going on? You know, technically I had till Wednesday. I had 3 business days. And he's like, I need it for a party. It's not going to get here in time. You had all day Saturday to get it in the mail to me. And I'm like, you did not ever. And this is a guy, he's been eBaying for years. I'm like, you never once told me to expedite. You never told me to ship it out quickly. You didn't. The only advice you gave me after the sale closed was to pack it carefully, which was incredibly and condescendingly unnecessary mansplaining, by the way. Maybe you should try Amazon from now on. And he's like, I get great, deals on eBay. And I was like, yeah, but you apparently expect it to be at your doorstep the next morning, and that's not necessarily within, terms of service. I'm sure you've had this happen before and have probably thought it was them. It's not them, it's you. It's an item that I'm going to sell in the next 3 days, so it's not like, oh no, if you don't buy it, I'll never get rid of it. I've been selling the hell out of them. But it was just like, I've got it packaged behind me ready to go. Leave Janus alone. Hex plays very rough with his new friend. And Janus gives back, man. But it was just like, dude, if you had told me you needed it quickly, I could have tried to get it out Saturday, but never once. The only advice you gave me was to pack it carefully. May you have the day you've earned. Annoying. You know what I mean? Just like, what do they call it? A Ken? A male Karen is a Ken? And I apologize to any Karens and Kens out there. And again, I will mention this because it bears mentioning. There is a Karen in my life, and she is the sweetest woman you would ever know, which to me is incredibly funny. She was one of my cashiers at the Tree, and just the nicest human being you would ever know. And I saw people being mean to her, and the irony was just because people abuse cashiers at the Dollar Tree. Don't do it. Whedon's Law, man. You don't need to. Trust me, they're not getting paid enough to put up with your abuse as well. They're not. I was a manager there, and I didn't get paid to put up with the abuse. One of the reasons that they have cheap prices is they pay their employees the least they can get away with. The people are fabulous at just about every Dollar Tree that I've ever worked at, because I've worked at a few. Hurricane Milton shut our store down. Like, our store was flooded, became a swamp, and was closed for 6 months. So as a means of keeping the employees that were worth keeping, we were getting sent all over Hillsborough County to help out at other stores. So I got to work at like 12 different Dollar Trees in a 6-month period. For the most part, the people are amazing. They're really good people. And yeah, no, they don't get paid enough to put up with your crap. They don't. They're trying real hard to make a store function. They don't have... No, just don't. Don't. But, yeah. So, cancel the order, whatever. Okay. And I put a block on him so that he can never really look at or bid on my items ever again, because I don't want to deal with them. Nope. I don't need to. Oh, yeah. I got this in the other day. Alright, my mom was obsessed with Christmas. Christmas everything. I'm not that bad. But if I see something Christmassy that I like, I get it. I think I paid with shipping like $12 for this. Obviously Looney Tunes mug, right? But I thought it was fabulous. It's only an 11 ounce. It's even got the cat. And she's kind of being nice to Peppy, which is cool. And I don't know that Pepe Le Pew is going to survive the current. It's got the Man and the Martian. We're looking good. I love this. So I got a Christmas mug. And my girl hasn't seen it yet, but I got a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for my girl. Pix is a huge Rankin Bass, which is... For you youngsters out there, that's the old school claymation features that used to come on TV, regular TV, television. You know, click like that one. And each one of the Rankin Bass would get shown typically during December, and if you missed it, you had to wait a year. And you Gen Xers and past are gonna go, yeah, I remember those days. Man, I wanted to see, what was it, Frosty's New Year, and I missed it. Oh, man, I gotta wait a year to see that damn thing. It was a thing. But it's an actual, like, non-animated, like, the art on it's very Rankin Bass, Rudolph. So I thought, you know, I got her a Christmas mug too. She just doesn't know yet. But I saw that and went, oh, that's actually Rankin Bass. That's not one of the cartoon ones. So that's up in the cabinet waiting for her. A little congested because, you know, just woke up. Yeah, she hasn't made tea here in like a week, so she doesn't even know. She's got like 3 Hello Kitty like jumbo cool mugs up there that she hasn't seen yet. When she makes tea, there's gonna be squealing. I know. She's gonna open to get some tea and go. It's waiting. It's cool. We're doing some Harry and David. We're finishing off a pot I started before I went to bed. Some Harry and David milk chocolate peanut butter. Kind of close my eyes and reach into the cabinet, you know. We're gonna have this. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. For dinner right before bed, I had 4 teriyaki drumsticks and some mixed vegetables. Turned out really good. They're still, because I took one of the 5-pound bags and just let it sit in the Lawry's teriyaki for like a day, just soak it up to where it was actually like caramel brown, uncooked, pulling out of the marinade. It had really soaked in. Oh yeah. Those marinades are great. And again, no high fructose corn syrup, no MSG. It's pretty basic as far as the ingredients. It seems to be, in this world of we don't care about your food products, it seems to be a pretty well put together product that might not actually kill you. Companies do that in America? No, they normally don't. They don't. Oh my God, dude. Little guy's having a seizure. So yeah, that, and I had a bag of deluxe stir-fried veggies. So I took the drumsticks out, put them in the pan, took probably about half the bag of the veg, dumped it in the juices, the sauce that was still in the bag, like almost a shake and bake, and then put that in the little nook that was still available in the pan, patted it down, bake 350 for about an hour, and we have vittles. So I've got a container prep for Tiny that has 3 drumsticks and a whole bunch of veg. So there is immediate meal ready to be nuked, and 6 or 7, maybe 8 more drumsticks in a container in there that are eat and eat. It's kind of how we do it. I'll make a big rack of food, and that'll feed us for a day and a half, 2 days. Rinse, repeat, or the one brick kind of thing, right? If you want to be able to, if you're doing stuff around here, you don't necessarily want to try and make a lavish 8-course meal. It's good to have good basic foods ready to go. And any moms with like a lot of kids or whatnot understand what I'm talking about there. I don't have a lot of kids, but teenagers. Every teenager makes up for like 3 small kids as far as food's concerned. It seems. No. Mostly got the financial paperwork worked out. Was off and on the phone yesterday with Amy. In between. Man, mojo. Just about got it wrapped up. I'm trying to make sure that because I printed all the PDFs, and now I'm making sure that I'm signing the right places before I recreate PDFs with the signature on it to send to her. Because I can't do an electronic signature by law, so it has to be a hand-signed ting. So, honestly, this morning might just be recreating PDFs, rescanning it in, creating new PDFs, and then sending it to her. Pretty much got everything else wrapped, so that's good, because it's supposed to be done by the end of the year. Okay, we're pushing it on that, but you know, it's December 30th. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. No, really, I got this. It's good. Experimenting with the LED puck light, which is fun to say, and had it on for, we'll go over and look at it, about, between the 2 shifts that I had it on, we had it up for about 22 hours, and I noticed that the light was starting to fade a little bit. Turn it on briefly, see what it looks like. Yeah, it just seems like it's dimmer now. Up there, yeah. Got all my bookcases set up. My caretaker, I think I'm going to call him Henry. So, if that is any indication, oh, hi Jinx. If that is any indication, off. What's for you, Pam? I turned it off. at least at the 22-hour mark, it was starting to not be so bright. So if that's any indication, I mean, it would probably stay on for, yeah, no, Jenks Park right there. So, probably 24 hours on a battery. But the last couple hours are going to be, you know, a lot less exciting. Did I put them up here? Oh, okay, there they are, yeah. So my girl kicked back some items that she got sized out of. And there are these, which are an LOL OMG, which is a doll line, in case you don't know. If you're a little girl and you like those dolls, good for you. I think they're some of the ugliest dolls ever made. They're up there with Cabbage Patch. But they have, honestly, some really great furniture that comes with them. So it is easier to show. From a 4-inch figure standpoint, these will actually work decent as like a bar stool. So I'm working on getting stuff together for, you know, I've got the library on the top level, and then I'm going to do a lounge on the bottom level. I may try and get a few more of those. I've got 2. So I may try and get a few more of those for the lounge to be able to set up like an actual bar in the lounge. Doesn't seem like too bad an idea. And turn that back off. I looked at, okay, Hex is going to jump on top of Jinx now. He's in a mood, man. You alright there, buddy? You good? You just showing everybody how Leo you truly are? Is that what's going on? Yes, my main cat is unironically a Leo. So, he is a protective father type, but a little bit of a showboat and maybe has some bully tendencies to him. He's at least the one that will give his friends noogies and ear flicks, you know. It's my guy. But most of yesterday was either the Zuru books or dollhouse furniture stuff. So it wasn't all about me. But I did get in. You got some issues with your arm, don't you? Have to work on that. I've got another one over there already in. You saw that of Caretaker. I got in a Haunted Mansion loose lot that I picked up. I haven't even really looked at it. I opened it up, saw what it was, went, ooh. Okay. You're dirty. You're very dirty. I gotta clean you. So, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Pickwick. I think I paid like 30 or 40 for this. And it was, actually had some like set pieces. This one I was like, ooh, I saw what all was in there. It was buy it now. And I was like, I have to do this because holy cats. I need to look this up and see if this is what they're supposed to look like or if this is in fact dirty. I think that's supposed to be Hattie. I think it's supposed to be the Hatbox Ghost. That's That's interesting. So that definitely, on a normal day, would snap into something. You know, it would rest within some kind of platform. A little net with a skeletal fish. And I know why that's in here. Oh, thank goodness, bubble wrap. I was running out. I have so much bubble wrap in here, it's crazy. I'm reusing it though, because cool. Something I don't have to buy. That way, when somebody advises me to pack something carefully, I have the wherewithal to be able to do it. Well, yeah, I oughta. That's interesting. That kind of has like a crow's nest look to it. So that definitely fits into something. I don't know if that's snapped or if that's made that way. Interesting. Some of these things are going to be a mystery. Some kind of a, again, snap-in tombstone. Part of the fence. See, on the eventuality that I get a 3D printer, if this is something that I can scan, I could reproduce, and I've got really good wrought iron fencing. Oh, that's cool. It's 3. Man, these are Disney too. 3 tombstones. Good old Monty, Murphy. And Dale. Those are new. I don't recognize those. Those aren't the traditional ones that I know. You know, not like, what was it, Brother Claude buried here beneath the sod and all that. Because most of the, and you may know this, you may not know this, they've got funny tombstones outside the Haunted Mansion. You know, like puns, little poems that are kind of comical. And most of the names on them are some of the Imagineers that worked on it. You know, there's Mark for Mark Davis, X for Exitentio. I think his name was actually Xavier, but I guess everybody called him X. But some of the actual, you know, people that made the Haunted Mansion, they have tombstones outside commemorating them, basically. So yeah, the Mariner, which is why there's a net with a skeletal fish in it. Yeah, the caretaker's dog with tail missing. From the pictures, I wasn't sure because they were always showing from the front. I'm like, I think his tail's missing. Reminded of a Jay Moore, Christopher Walken sketch. And a bag, which that might be Pickwick's. I don't know. I don't totally, I mean, I know pretty much who I'm looking at, but I don't know the deets per se. But I saw the price and went, that's, even if it's a fixer-upper, that's really good, because a lot of these guys, you get them in box and you're gonna spend 30, 40, 70 per easily. And I got my hitchhikers already, which, that's the important thing. I got a really great bride a while back. I think I told you. I already got a caretaker, so this is an extra caretaker basically, and an extra broken dog poor guy. And I'm not sure if you're supposed to be Hattie or not. It's funny, this came in and I said, you know, I told my girl, I'm like, ooh, it's my Haunted Mansion lot. And she was like, your Haunted Mansion lot? I'm like, don't even start. I'm way more obsessed with Haunted Mansion than you are, and with all the stuff that I'm bringing in here for you, you can let me do this. And she's like, yeah, I'm just messing with you, but I like Haunted Mansion a lot too. I'm like, and I know that, and I respect that. However, you at no point have said, hey, get me Haunted Mansion stuff. You have said, hey, get me Monster High stuff. I said, get me Haunted Mansion stuff. She's like, that's true. And then she followed that up with, did you get a mummy figure? Like, I don't think there's a mummy in here, babe. She's like, oh, okay. Do you have an extra hat box? I'm like, there might be a hat box in here, but I don't have an extra hat box. She's like, okay. So, I don't know if they made a mummy figure or not, because there is a mummy in the graveyard scene, which Egyptology fan, that's her favorite character. And also a YouTuber that I watch that does Disney stuff that loves Haunted Mansion also. He's a big mummy fan. So, respect. Still Team Gus over here, but, you know. But I know now, I already knew the mummy part. That wasn't like a, wow, what a surprise. But now I also know that if I come across an extra Hatbox Ghost, that, I know somebody that might be, it won't really be an extra. It will immediately no longer be mine. It's good to know these things up front. You know. It gives you inner peace when you know these things. And I have that. I have that knowledge. Sorry, I had a flashback. Yeah. So, Pix, we went to her bank yesterday. Very laid back bank. The guys there are fantastic. And she had, we've had rolled change in a drawer at George for a while, and you know, you add to it after a while. As long as you're not having to subtract from it, you know. So she had huge amount of rolled change, and she put it all in her giant lavender Tinkerbell metal lunchbox. And she was having trouble getting the door open at the bank, so she handed it to me and had me carry it. And I started to grab it by the handle, and she's like, don't grab it by the handle, it might break, grab it underneath. So I walk in the door, and I'm holding giant lavender Tinkerbell lunchbox underneath, and it's probably 15-20 pounds. Rolls of quarters and pennies in there, so you know, it's a brick. And one of the guys is like, yep, woman hands you a purse, you don't want to carry it like a regular purse, you got to carry it underneath. I'm like, alright, two things here. One, she told me don't carry it by the handle because it might snap because it's full of rolled coins. Two, let me tell you something, and I'm having fun with this, I'm not being a dick. I'm like, the last show that I did was the Rocky Horror Show. When your entrance on stage, you're wearing a corset and high heels, if you've got like personal insecurities, if you're not really self-assured, you need to go home. So carrying this thing, really don't care. Doesn't bother me a bit. Stuff I've done in public, this is such a not big deal. And he starts laughing. He's like, corset and high heels, huh? And I'm like, yep. He's like, you were the Tim Curry part. I'm like, yep. He's like, mad respect. Yeah, if you're insecure, yeah, don't do that show. I'm pretty secure in my sexuality. I'm good. I know who I am. I'm not really frightened about like personal identities yet. the younger guy behind the counter was like, "Yeah, I've been meaning to see that." The older guy is like, "Kid, you got some catching up to do, man." I mean, hell, to be honest, the movie came out when I was 5. And I remember as a young, like 7, 8, 10, 12, during like the beginning of the midnight showings and all that stuff, I remember hearing about it. This, dirty movie that would show Friday nights at midnight, and all these weird people would come out. I remember hearing about it. Scandalous. But, yeah, I had a girlfriend, yeah, even me, when I was like 18, 19, and she was actually a Columbia. Giving you the backstory. She was a Columbia in a cast. Cute little blonde thing. And she was always unavailable on Friday nights because she had Rocky. And, we'd usually go out on Saturday or something like that. And on one occasion, on a Friday afternoon, she called me and was like, "Okay, I need you to come with me." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because we're going to be losing our Brad soon." And I was like, "Okay, I hadn't even seen it." And I'm like, "I have no understanding of what you're saying right now. We're going to lose our Brad soon, so you need to come to the theater." She's like, because I talked to the rest of the cast, and with your look and your background and all that, you'd make a good Brad. And I was like, "Well, that's really sweet. What are we talking about exactly?" She was like, come see the show with me, I'm in it, you get to see me perform, sort of. And I'm like, "Okay. I mean, I'm down with that, sort of, but, I've heard some weird shit about this." She's like, "Just, I'll make sure you don't get embarrassed, just come on out." So I went and saw the show. The movie with the AP cast. And, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I could pick up what they were putting down. And, yeah, so I went the next few Fridays to where I felt comfortable enough to where I figured I could probably do what I would need to do, And they had another Brad lined up, but I was every now and then like a fill-in Brad. Did that for a little while. Oh, man, that's good. Never in a million did I think that, 25 years later. Yeah. 25 years later, I'd be doing Frankenfurter in the actual musical. No screen, the actual musical. Never would have said, one day. And here's why we did Rocky Horror. And this is too good. It's a still from our Rocky. That is Brad, Janet, and Dr. Scott absolutely agreeing with Riff Raff. Just don't hit us with your laser capable of emitting a beam of pure antimatter. Because it does matter. You're okay by me. So yeah, that's my girl. That's Pix. I showed her image on screen. Peter and Austin had a good cast. Peter was incredibly good as Brad. Austin, full disclosure, and he knows this. His Eddie was a little rough. He had a hard time getting in finding the vibe. His Dr. Scott, amazing. His Dr. Scott was fantastic. But yeah, his Eddie was a little bit on the weaker side. And he knew it. It's like, I can't get the rhythm of this character. And even the song, he did well with the song, but he didn't think he was doing well with the song. But, you know, I was running a learning troupe. We weren't necessarily going out and trying to cast the best of the best in the county. We were casting people that wanted to try it and still actually brought some skills to the table, some of which they didn't know they had. So, yeah, no, I still give him a solid B. He did good. Yeah, his Dr. Scott, if you say his Dr. Scott was an A and his Eddie was a C, that brings him to a B, total grade. Because his Dr. Scott was excellent. Yeah. Peter, A+. Just a fantastic Brad. And my girl, I would give her an A-, but then also I would want to increase it to an A+, not because I love her so much, but because this was her first leading role ever. She had done chorus and a bunch of stuff over the years. Janet was her first lead in a show. And just off the street, if I were, giving grades, I would give her an A-, knowing that was her first lead. You know what I mean? That's holy cats. And we had one audience member, the one that I told you about, that's a really, really tough, critical, and good mouth to listen to, even if it hurts sometimes. After, I think she only went to one show. We had a bunch of people that came back 2 and 3 nights. But I think she only went to one of them. After the show that she went to, we were talking in the parking lot, hobbing with the audience and all that, because nobody left right away. Everybody lingered, and we all had, if you understand Rocky, you get it. And because she's done some serious theater as well. She's actually very good at her craft. Seasoned, knowledgeable, all that. So she's reflecting on the show that she just witnessed, and she's looking over the program, the printed materials, and she's like, let me see if I can understand this. I'm always waiting for that other shoe with her, oh, shit. And she's like, so Kelly had done a few shows before, but mostly chorus, background character, stuff like that. I'm yeah. She's so this was her first lead in a musical. And I'm yeah. And she's she was incredible. And especially as a first lead, a first time doing a lead in a musical, she was incredible, Marcus. And I'm I'll take that. That's my girl you're talking about. She's that was a performance of a seasoned pro. That was incredibly good. I was hey, you're talking about my girl, man. You're making me fill up my corset with pride. So, yeah, my girl did good. And she looked pretty good in that leather corset action she had going on there. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That went home with me. Yeah. I love my red. But, alright, I've yammered long enough, but that's some Rocky Horror stuff. One of these days I'll tell you how we actually got around to the idea of doing Rocky Horror, because it wasn't a show that I planned on doing. It took an accident. If you know, you know. Alright. You know the drill. Hug your parents, hug your kids. Do your one brick. And make it a great day.